Area. Remember, the perimeter of a shape is a measure of the distance around the outside. And the units of distance, millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. The area of a shape is the measure of the surface or the space contained within its perimeter. So, area is measured in square units. Note that the area consists of squares. How many squares do we see here? Instead of counting the squares, we can say that there are three rows and 6 columns. So 3 times 6 will be 18 squares. 6 times 3, 18 square centimeters. So the area is length times breadth. Remember, the perimeter was 2 lengths plus 2 breadths and will be measured in centimeters. So what is the area of this shape? 2 rows of 4 or 4 columns of 2. In other words, 8 square meters. 3 rows of 5 or 5 columns of 3. In other words, 15 square meters. And the last one, 4 rows of 7, which will then be 28 square meters. So to find the area of a rectangle, simply multiply the 2 dimensions together. Length times width, or width times length, or instead of width, you can also say breadth. Find the area of the following rectangles. Pause the video. Good. 20 square meters. Good. And number 3. Now how will we go about if we've got the area but we need to find one side? Yes, then we'll take for number 1 the 24 and divide it by 8 and we'll get the other side. So we'll do the inverse operation. We'll take the answer and divide by one of the sides. Let's apply it to real life situations. The hockey field, number 1, what will be the area? Good, 5,000 square meters. The basketball field, 90 times 50, 4,500. 4,008 square meters. Card, remember you can have fractions as dimensions, so 46.75 square centimeters. And finally, the pool table, 18,900 square centimeters. How do we calculate the area of compound shapes? In other words, shapes that consist of more than one rectangle or square. Well, we can break it up, or we can calculate a big shape and subtract a little piece. So this will be a square of 4 times 4 is 16 square meters, and a square of 3 times 3, which will be 9 square meters, and we'll simply add the 2 squares. But we can also subtract, so we can work out the whole rectangle, which is 4 times 7 square meters. And then we can subtract the small rectangle, which is 3 times 1 square meters. And it will give us exactly the same answer. So the big one minus the missing piece. We can break it up in different ways. So here we can say this is 12 times 2, which is 24 square centimeters. And then 4 times 2 is 8 square centimeters, but there are 2 of them. And we'll add everything together. Or we can break it up like so. So the 2 times 8 gives you the 16 square centimeters. And then the 6 times 2, 12 square centimeters, but there are 2 pieces or 2 rectangles. And that will also give us 40 square centimeters. Or we can work out the big rectangle, which is then the 12 times the 6, if you look closely. And that is 72 square centimeters. And then we work out the small area, which is 4 times 8, 32 square centimeters. And then we subtract the small area from the big area. And that will also give us 40 square centimeters. So look at this compound shape. There are a few missing sides. We must first figure that out. So we break it up into different rectangles. And then we see that that side must be 8 meters minus the 2 and the 2. So 4 meters. And this length must be 3 meters. Can you see why? And now we can calculate the areas. 2 times 8 is 16 square meters. 5 times 4, 20 square meters. And 2 times 3, 6 square meters. If we add all the square meters, our answer is 42 square meters. Just remember to always write the unit and that the unit is in squares.